Crochet 101. How to crochet the chain stitch for beginners.
For this tutorial, you will need
A crochet hook,
and a ball of yarn.
Now that we have our slip stitch on our crochet hook, we are going to learn what we call the chain stitch. And this is the most basic stitch that we do in crochet. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about how we hold our hook. Now there are two main ways that people hold their hook. The first way is called the knife hold, where we hold it like we would a cutting knife, or maybe even a fighting knife if you're going to stab someone. The other way that we hold our hook is called the pencil grip, and that is where we hold it resting across the bridge of our wrist here, and in between our index finger and thumb finger, or however you normally hold a pencil. Now, the advantage of the pencil hold over the knife hold is that it allows our fingers to do our movement work for us, whereas with the knife hold, we have to move our whole arm in order to get the motion that we'll need to use in order to work our stitches. It's entirely up to you how you do it, but just wanted to give you the two options. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using the pencil hold because it's a little bit more efficient. Now, step one, we're going to take our working yarn, which is the yarn that is connected to our ball of yarn, and we are going to hold the hook in our dominant hand with the preferred grip, and we are going to wrap the yarn around the hook, the tip of the hook here, by going behind the hook and then over the front of the hook. And we want the yarn, our working yarn, to kind of rest in the crook of the neck here. Now for step two, we are going to draw the working yarn through the slip knot that is on our hook already. Now, the easiest way to do this is to grab the knot that is at the base of the stitch, and we're going to pull the yarn through the loop. Now, we don't want to pull too far so that we end up with a really big loop. We just want to pull through enough that we have a little bit of slack so that the stitch moves nicely along the hook. And we're going to repeat steps 1 and 2 for each chain stitch that we want to create. So we've just finished one chain stitch, and we can see the loop that's on our hook is interlocking with the loop that was on our hook right here. So we're just going to do this again. We're going to take the working yarn, wrap it around the hook going behind and then back to the front, and then we are going to pull the yarn through the loop. We'll do that again. Wrap the yarn around and then pull through the loop. Now I find that it's a little bit easier to do this when we are stretching out this loop a little bit. So I always grab near the base of the stitch and then stretch that loop so you can see there's kind of a hole there, and then we're going to draw through, and I kind of use the tip of the hook here to add some friction here so that the yarn doesn't fall off or come out at all. Now these chain stitches are pretty loose, and that's okay because this is going to be our base chain row, and them being loose is alright. That'll give us a lot of space to work from. But we don't want to make them too big because then it'll be really uneven, and that will make our foundation row look a little bit funky. So we want to try and keep them as even as possible, so we'll have the same size to each chain stitch as we go. So you can practice this as many times as you want. One of the nice things about crochet is that the stitches unravel really easily. So if you mess up or you want to go back, all you have to do is pull back to the chain loop that you want to. You can insert your hook back into it and then just start right up again. And that's how we crochet the chain stitch. Want more New Stitch a Day? Check out our website at newstitchaday.com.